Wednesday Talks is pleased to be having a chance to chat with Mr. Ian Teddy Belgrave from the Pan in Schools Coordinating Council from Trinidad and Tobago. And we are taking advantage of the still warm weather, slightly warm, that's still to be enjoyed in New York. So we're outdoors from the Wednesday Talk studios, and we're actually in Pantonic Steel Orchestra Pan Yard, situated on 48th Street in Brooklyn, New York. And Mr. Belgrave is up here with some of the players from his steel orchestra in Trinidad who came to partake in the New York Panorama competition under the aegis of Sesame Flyer Steel Orchestra. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Welcome, Mr. Belgrave. Tell us a bit about your experience up here, that of the players with Sesame Flyers, and then you touch on Pan and Schools Coordinating Council, of which you're the president, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Let me first of all say thank you for having this interview, and we're really, really happy to interface with your organization. The Arena United Schools Steel Orchestra won the last festival, 2003. Actually, the festival was in two categories. Pan Trimbago ran one category, the open category, and the Pan and Schools Coordinating Council ran the folk segment, which had something like 91 schools represented in that. It was huge. And we won that, Arima United Schools, which previously used to be Arima Senior Comprehensive.
And this would be the CD which you're going to touch a bit on. So,
yes.
Arima Senior Comprehensive is now known, at least the Steel Orchestra is now known as Arima United Schools Steel Orchestra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that has been the case for the last, 2 years?
About 4 years.
About 4 years.
Last
okay.
4 years, yes.
And before it became the Arima United Schools Steel Orchestra, Arima Senior Comprehensive Steel Orchestra put out this CD called School Steel Band Champs.
Yes.
And this was around what year?
This was around 1996.
Okay.
Yes.
You've got quite a varied sort of music here.
Yes, well, actually, the band has made several international tours, and the repertoire to reflect, the audiences that we perform with,
You've got No Woman No Cry, that's Bob Marley, so reggae's taken care of. You've got Michael Jackson, the pop R&B component, Stevie Wonder. You've got Boogsy, Patrick Davis, Soca, taking care of everything here. So we can talk a little bit more about this.
Yes.
Further down. Let's touch on the mandate for Pan and Schools Coordinating Council.
Okay, the Pan and Schools Coordinating Council is an organization of teachers.
In Trinidad and Tobago.
In Trinidad and Tobago. All of us, either music teachers, if we're not music teachers, we are what is called in the system Pan teachers. Alright? And many of us have been at it since the 1980s.
Let me ask a quick question here. Are there teachers in Trinidad and Tobago who teach only Pan? Is that what you're saying, or
do
they share duties of music overall and Pan is the main component?
No, all right, it's both, right? You have music teachers who teach Pan as a part of the program, yeah. But that is going to be accelerated tremendously presently, right? I'll explain that. But then there are other teachers like me. I'm a mathematics teacher, so we do it extracurricular. Right? Those of us who have been, like myself, and some music teachers got together in 1999 and decided that we would form this organization. Yeah. Our main purpose was to get Pan on the curriculum, right? And also to develop a curriculum that's suitable for Pan. We didn't think Pan in the Mecca should be simply take the music program and instead of using the recorder, you use the Pan. It's going to be like that for a while, but we think that it should have a more holistic curriculum to do with history, to do with social studies, to do with
specific to the history and the culture of Steel Pan.
That's right. So our first thing was to get the ministry to adopt some kind of program to institutionalize really Pan on the curriculum and not as an extracurricular activity. So we had 7 meetings with the Ministry of Education, and out of that came the Pan in the Classroom unit.
Out of the Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of Education.
Yeah, yeah. This is a unit established within the ministry.
So this is a government entity, PAN
Government
Classroom unit. Okay.
Yeah. And the ministry has agreed to institute a program that eventually will see every single school in Trinidad with a steel orchestra. And this unit has been in existence for 1 year so far, right? And they are working, solving some of the teething problems they had to get funds in all of the schools. They're going at 50 and then 100 and so on. Okay? Our role as an organization has been to advise the ministry, offer some leadership to the program. 2 members of our executive are in this unit, are officers of this unit.
PSCC members
are officers in the unit. But then we have also done a host of other things, like we have run the festival for the last 3 years in conjunction with Pan Trinbago this year, last time, okay? We have instituted some important programs, like this vacation, August vacation, we ran 2 workshops, one for teachers and also students, right, in arranging, the steel pan arranging, okay? Then we did one again, this one just for primary school students, secondary school students in drumming, because there's a dearth of good drummers at that age. We've always suffered from that. So that went, both those programs went excellently. We got sponsorship from BP, very, very good sponsorship, to run these programs over the vacation. And then we have a very important one, which we think is, setting a new direction on tuning for secondary school students. It began on the 1st of June. It's going until the end of December.
What's the response like in terms of student interest?
Fantastic. We went above the quantity that we wanted to go. We 30 students. Okay. Now the key thing about this program is that we put in a module from the University of West Indies, Faculty of Engineering. So these kids are not only learning to sync and groove, they're learning metals, the computer aspect of it, they're learning songs and acoustics and all of it. They spend the first 3 weeks of that program at the faculty. There's a unit at the Faculty of Engineering called the Steel Pan Development Center, run by Dr. Imbert and Dr. Copeland, and doing fantastic work. A lot of research work going on there that's well kept secret. But we have very close ties with them, and they joined with us to execute this program that is running for 6 months. We got some fantastic sponsorship from British Gas this time for that program. So we're doing that kind of stuff. We also have a subcommittee of the PSCC, is a curriculum committee, where we've been doing, that committee has been a lot of work in developing a holistic curriculum for the pan in the classroom, in the system. So all of this stuff we're doing. Next summer, like for instance, we're going to do some technique training for some of the top young players that we have.
So these programs are being run mainly or at least a couple of them have run the workshops. First 2 ran in the August vacation. The one that's running from 1st of June to December. What's the time period for that in terms of regular school?
Yes. 2 days after school during the week and on Saturdays. Saturdays 5 hours, and the 2 days after school I think is something like 2 hours.
Now this is the PSCC initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's happening in terms of the PSCC coordinating with the PAN in the classroom unit? What now is the Trinidad and Tobago government going to do from interacting with the PSCC?
Yes. Well, actually, what the government, because of some of the teething problems with the PAN in the classroom unit, what they did was they have an overall supervision committee of that program. And that includes 2 representatives from PSCC, 2 representatives from Pan Trinbago. Then they have representatives from the Ministry of Culture, representatives from the Ministry of Education, and yes, I think that's it.
And what's going to happen with this entire committee? What's the next move after the teething problem?
Yeah, well, once things settle down, then it's a question of getting the parents to the schools and getting tutors for the band, right? Some schools have music teachers. That is why we did the arranging workshop over the August vacation, because a number of these teachers, they have the theory, but they don't have even the confidence to tackle the band arrangement. So that was the problem we solved with a number of teachers over the vacation. So this unit has 4 regional coordinators. It also has 5 instructors who go out to schools, okay? But the ministry is in the process of employing many more. They did advertisements. In fact, the members of the National Steel Orchestra are being transformed now into tutors for this program.
What's the average age of the youth who are involved in the after-school programs and the Saturday component?
I don't know. I would say the average age probably is about 16 or 17. 16 or 17.
What about the membership in the Arima United Schools Steel Orchestra right now?
Yeah, right now it's about 20. Right? A lot of them have left school. Okay?
Do they come back?
Yeah. But we're going to have more younger ones coming in, within the next couple of months.
So you said the band tours internationally. What countries?
Okay.
Have you guys?
We went to Key West twice, right? We went to England, Plymouth, and BBC in London and other places in England. We were guests of the Estova Community College in Plymouth. Then we went to Cuba, to a huge international festival.
What was the response like there?
Oh, fantastic. Everywhere.
Do they have steel orchestras?
No, they don't. So we got star billing in Cuba. There was something like, how many? 14,000 youths from 140 countries.
Are you guys planning to visit Cuba again?
Well, we hope to. It was one of the greatest tours we have had. It was really fantastic. And then we went to Jamaica, representing the government of Trinidad and Tobago at a hemispheric conference on youth and something. And then we went to Tampa, to the Performing Arts Center in Tampa, just a couple of months ago. And we're going back to Tampa in December. Okay? And, well, I don't know where else we'll be heading after that.
Do you know exactly when in December you'll be in Tampa?
It's supposed to be the first 2 weeks. Things are not finalized yet, but it's supposed to be 2 weeks.
Do you guys travel with all your instruments when you go into?
That's a good question. We travel with our instruments, yes, every time, except that some of the kids came up. You see, we use Angel Harp Spaniard in Arima, Trinidad, and Sesame Flyers International have now forged a relationship with Arima Angel Harp. So a number of the kids came up with Angel Harps, right, to perform with Sesame Flyers. So this time we just brought some frontline instruments. Interesting thing, when we went to Tampa a couple of months ago, we only took frontline. And we got the basses, tenor bass done up there, right?
What about the configuration?
Yeah, well, we checked that out. It was the same, right? We got Mike Kernahan, who's based in Miami. He did those background instruments for us, and it was really up to standard, So we didn't have to work with these big heavy drums.
What's the length of the orchestra when you travel in terms of different voices you've had? How many?
Well, this time we came with a small group, I mean, when we went to Tampa, our last official tour, we took 3 tenors, 1 double tenor, 1 double second, 1 guitar, 1 cello, and 2 6-piece and percussion.
Full strength, how many then?
Well, when you travel full strength, it's 5 tenors, 2 double tenors, 2 double seconds, sometimes 3, 2 4-pans, 3 6-piece. A big band.
And when you went to Cuba, how did you travel? Was it a full orchestra?
Full orchestra.
What about the transportation issues, if any? How do you travel with a 20-member steel orchestra, inclusive of 3-6 basses and the rest?
Well,
shed a little light on that. Some of the logistical issues you go through. And in a nutshell, people wonder because a stateside average is about 20, 30.
Yeah.
Some, in the 60s, I believe Just Was traveled as many as 50, 60
50,
players.
60, yeah.
So, logistically, sometimes people wonder. So share with us, when you went to Cuba or whenever you went anywhere else with your full side, what are the basics that you have to take care of?
Well, it will help you if you get BV to take up the freight cost to start, which is normally something like $70,000, $60. So if you get BV to take up the freight cost, then you have it made. Then you just have to, what we have to do every time is send the dimensions of the instrument, and they provide, whoever the host, they provide transport that is able to carry all of this.
What about packing for freighting?
No, well, we have now the normal, we have now the normal pan cases, leather cases, right? So it's just the bases. We put on the bases, we just have a cover on top of the bases, a sort of hard plastic cover for the surface of the base. But this was individual drums, right? Previously, we didn't have leather cases for the middle range, the lower middle, which is the cellos and the guitar fans. But now we have that. Okay?
So, for the young people who are looking to be part of the Arima United Schools Steel Orchestra, the name change came about, you said, because it is not now limited solely to Arima Senior Comprehensive, but now it's from the schools in the environs of Arima.
Yeah.
So, what is the criteria for membership?
Well, what is the criteria? Well, kids come and they express interest with their parents, right? And they join the band, and that is how it has been. There hasn't been any restriction, as the case may be. We have taught, my good friend here couldn't play when he joined the band as a little kid, but now he's a top player. So we teach you to play there, right? Unfortunately, we haven't done a music theory program. Although we have won the festival 3 times and we haven't come less than second in the festival since 1993. Right? First or second in all the categories. We don't have a music theory program. But having said that, we have one of our guys who's doing his master's at Northern Illinois now, Kenrick. And then we have another one who just started at Florida Memorial this semester. So it isn't that no music is being done. All the avenues for them to develop their music have been open to them. And then, Republic Bank, and this is a well-kept secret also, has done a fantastic program of music theory during the long vacation with kids. It has been going on for many years now. It's been going on probably for about 8 years or something like that. And that has stirred up a lot of interest in music theory using the pan. In fact, they wanted pioneers. And I never cease to praise Republic Bank, Trinidad and Tobago for that program. And our kids have attended that program also. So you get an opportunity to do some music theory, not as much as I would like it. But then you learn to play, and you have to reach a high standard, so else, you fall off.
Is this the first time that your players came up to be part of a New York Steel Orchestra for Panorama season? Or?
Yeah, and that's only because they are Angel Harps, okay? Because this is Angel Harps' gig, right? So it's the first time.
So there was a combining of Angel Harps players and Sesame Pliers players.
Yeah.
Okay, how many of your...
Yeah, it was just about 15. About 15.
What was the experience like for them in terms of, the pan season in New York as opposed to the pan season in Trinidad and Tobago?
There's not much difference, There's not much difference. I was very surprised. The first time I experienced pan in New York, I must say I'm pleasantly surprised. So it was normal for them. They fell in. Everything is the same. Every night rehearsals, supporters coming around, and for the young guys, girls, nice girls. It's no different to Trinidad,
Did you get a chance to take in the full panorama?
Yes.
What was your opinion?
Yes. I disagree with the judging. Okay. If I was a judge, the result would have been different.
This year has been an interesting year. What about the performance of the band?
Yeah. I say to myself, but Trinidadians don't have to come home for Panama anymore.
You're surprised.
Yeah. I went around to the yards. I came here at Pantonic. I went to Dorados. I went to Dem Stars, I think it's called. Who else? One or two others. And it was just, you're going to Dorados yard, and I mean, the whole atmosphere, the whole everything is, as though you're up the hill. So that, I was very impressed. Even the tone is not as good as Trinidad, of course. Exodus and Skiffle Bunch and Desperados or anything. Tone of the instruments, I mean.
Okay.
But it's not that far behind.
When did you hear the band at that point? Meaning with the tonal quality that you...
No, at the competition itself.
At the competition?
At the competition itself.
Where were you situated in terms of listening to the band?
Well, I was standing... how far away? I don't know. I was standing maybe about 50 yards away, 50 meters away from the stage at the side. And then I walked around and listened, so I missed two of the bands. In fact, I missed the winner, Sonata.
Okay.
But I walked around, the bands that had special interest to me, like Sesame Flyers and Dem Stars and so on. I went to hear them while they were rehearsing, right? So I got an idea of the tone. I got a feel of the tone. But I don't want to say that the tone is that bad. It's not bad at all. I tell you, it's a pleasant surprise, this panorama here, and I wonder where it's heading, I wonder where it's heading.
So you disagreed with the judging?
Yes. I don't want to be on record and tell you what my results would have been, but I disagree with the judging.
There's a pan person in everyone, I suppose. There's a little bit of a pan judge.
Yeah.
So do you think that your players would like to be part of the New York panorama scene, given the opportunity?
The only thing that's going to stop them is the U.S. Embassy in Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be here every year, I'm sure. They got bitten by everything, and
Bugs.
Yeah. And the respect and value that was shown to them for their efforts, they didn't make a contribution. After all, Sesame Flyers moved from last to 7th. So these guys want to come back next year because they find, they're not accustomed coming less than second.
Right.
So they're going to come again next year and the year after, I'm sure.
Is there anything you want to bring to our attention regarding Penn and Schools Coordinating Council? Because we did go into quite a bit, but is there anything,
Okay. Yeah, you see, the thing that, because I've heard people criticize that Trinidad is so far behind in terms of the education system and PAN. And that was our major criticism why we formed TSCC. So I want people to understand that something is now being done. I mean, we're 20 years behind what is done in Leeds, and what is done in London, and what is even being done in New York, and so on. But we're getting there. Okay, the government is in full support. A few mistakes have been made, but our organization is really committed not only to just having PAN on the curriculum, but we recognize that since we are the Mecca of PAN, we have to do more than just that. That is for other education systems abroad. So we are looking at the issue of establishing careers in PAN. I have a personal problem that so many of these foreigners are making millions off of PAN, and in Trinidad nobody is making millions, not even Bertie Marshall, So the whole question of careers in PAN, we feel like, for instance, there's a girl who we promote a lot who does the PAN cases now in Trinidad. Relatively young girl. I'll call her a girl, she probably will object to that, but
What's her name?
Her name, she comes under Sarah's. Her name is Jennifer Moore.
And she manufactures the
She
cases?
manufactures the cases. She has a little small business. Jennifer Moore. Right? Pity Boom, Sanwa on the main road. Right? And like she's an example of a career in pan. Then there are people who sort of specialize in t-shirt production, mainly and costumes, right, for steel bands, right? You know, now even the tuning process is broken up, division of labor. So you have people who are thinkers and groovers, and end of the story. They make a living off of that. And then there are others who do the other reverse tuning, and then they fine tuning, which Bertie, Lincoln, and Butch, and they only do fine tuning. So there are three sets of careers there, you know. And then there are those who would follow in the footsteps of Dr. Imbert and Dr. Copeland at the Faculty of Engineering and become researchers, right? There are those who could make the stands, okay, make sticks.
So basically it's an entire industry, and there's no reason why it should not be centered in Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right.
And people should be making careers out of it. Tell
That's
us
right.
about some of the members of the Penn and Schools Coordinating Council, your membership in terms of the officers, who they are and what they do. Just
yes, we have some great, very, very, very talented people on our executive. First Vice President is Andre Moses. He was an officer of Pan Trinbago when the School Steelman Festival started. It was under a committee that was way back in 1983.
Okay.
I think it was. 81. He was in charge of the committee that started that. He's a teacher at St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive. Next, second Vice President is Patricia Adams. Alright, she is a very excellent musician. She has been in Pan for many years. She's the Vice Principal at Arangwest Junior Set. Then we have the Secretary, alright, who is Mr. Joseph. He is the music teacher at Mokarapo Senior Comprehensive School, but he's full-time with this unit, with the ministry now. Alright, he has been involved in Pan for many years. Then there's very dynamic Nubia Williams. Alright, she's better known as the manager of Atiba Williams, the famous Atiba Williams, the child prodigy. And she in her own right, she's one of the first people to graduate from the university, first batch, as a music degree with Pan as the instrument. She's also on this unit. Alright? She is also a member of this unit. She's our PRO. Right? And then we have let me call it Ruthven Perryman, who is a principal. Nubia, by the way, was the music teacher at Pinal Junior Set. She's now with the ministry of the unit. Perryman, who is the treasurer, he is the acting principal at Eastern Boys School in Forestry. Those are the main. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Belgrave, it's been good having you. Wish we could have had some of your kids with us, but I suppose maybe next year we'll be able to catch them. Probably before Panorama when they're all together. That would be a good idea. Okay, so thank you very much for dropping in and speaking to Wednesday, highlighting the issues that you guys seem to be competently addressing in Trinidad and Tobago, especially with the youth and through the Pan and Schools Coordinating Council, and also in tandem with the Pan in the classroom unit of the government. And it's good to know that there's a CD out there from the school steel orchestra, and we hope at some point that there's going to be another one forthcoming in the not too distant future.
Before the end of the year.
Okay.
We're committed to doing one in time for the next tour of Tampa.
Right.
Okay?
So good luck on your upcoming tour in December, and we hope to hear great things from you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure. And look forward to coming again and talking again.
Thank you.
Thank you.